Babe, I told you to always check your pockets before.
Oh, hi. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have the wrong apartment.
Oh, that's okay.
Unless maybe you know where my son lives, David Winters?
Yes, I do. David is my husband.
Oh. Okay. Could you tell him I stopped by?
Absolutely not. You're staying for dinner. David's mom, I'm so glad to finally meet you.
Sorry, what was your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Mark, and you must be Linda. I've heard so much about you. Oh. You know he'll be home any minute.
Oh, good.
Can I get you anything to drink?
Just some water's fine. I've never been to New York City before. I've been walking holes in my shoes.
Yeah, it's a big place, but you get used to it.
Thank you, kind sir.
Of course. The seat.
So many different kinds of people here. I thought I smelled marijuana on the way up, just FYI.
So David tells me you're from South Georgia.
Yes, Moultrie, Georgia.
I've never been there.
You aren't missing much. Just a whole bunch of farms. The whole town smells like a pig farm. Even the Dairy Queen smells like a pig farm.
Is that so?
So, Mark, what part of Africa are you from?
Detroit.
Oh, sorry. No, really, I'm sorry. I thought I detected an accent when you answered the door.
No, just the Queen's English.
Huh?
Nothing.
So what do you do for a living, Mark?
I'm a freelance video editor / content creator.
Sounds fancy.
Keeps me busy.
Hey, kiddo.
Mom, what are you doing in New York? I never thought you'd brave the city.
I came to see you. I miss you. When the church ladies found out I was coming, they wanted me to give you this.
A Bible.
Well, I hadn't been able to reach you nowhere on social media, and now when I try to call, it says this number's blocked. Isn't that weird?
Mom, do you remember the last conversation we had? When I asked you who you were going to vote for in 2020, and you said Trump.
David, not that again.
I meant what I said. You, a word.
We'll be right back.
How the hell did she get in?
Babe, I thought it was you. You're always leaving your key.
One time, babe. I left my key one time.
She looked scared. She said, I'm David's mother, and she just stood there. What was I supposed to do?
That woman no longer has the right to be my mother.
Listen, I can see where she's a bit southern, but
Southern is not an excuse.
Okay. Babe, you have got to talk to her. And it seems like you've got a lot to say to her. I've been watching this shit build up in you for 3 years. I've only known that woman for 3 minutes, and I could read her to Philip. But I'm not gonna stoop. But I would stoop for you. Babe, let it out. I don't know what you have to do to get this chip off your shoulder, but you have got to say it to her. This is all about Trump or some crazy...
It's not. That woman in there has let me down my entire life, Mark. My entire life.
Then tell her.
I've never wanted to hurt her.
Did she ever take that in consideration when it came to you?
hun. I didn't mean to upset you by just showing up.
I'm actually okay, Mom.
Looks like you've been crying.
I have been.
Is everything okay with you and Mark?
Mom, everything is just fine with my life. It's just... I've neglected to communicate some things to you.
What is it, Davy Pooh?
Please don't call me that.
Okay.
It's just... Where do I start? I've given you so many chances, Mom.
Hun, you can't just write me out of your life because I voted for Donald Trump. We're blood.
Mom, do you realize the damage he's cost us as a nation? Not only our own people, but globally.
Donald Trump was sent by God to lead this nation. You can't write me off because of that.
Mom, I already have. Because of your belief in him. Certainly not because he's been leading anything. You still supporting him after all that he's done? That's the final straw.
Look, just because he's a successful businessman...
He's not a successful businessman, Mom. Have you ever read a newspaper?
Don't get smart with me, son.
No, Mom, I'm not getting smart. I've been smart. What the fuck happened to you?
I find that language offensive.
Welcome to New York. Do you remember that chapstick incident in first grade?
No.
That little bitch, Susie Willis, accused me of stealing her grape chapstick. Then Alan Turner admitted to it, but I still got a spanking when I got home anyway, just for being sent to the principal's office. You explained it away like it was justified righteousness or some shit.
Oh, I remember now. I spanked you because you hid the note from your principal behind the piano where you thought I wouldn't see it.
Because I didn't do it. Mom, Alan Turner did.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
When was a good time to tell you? Between belt lashes? Do you remember when he threw away my Kermit puppet?
I had to get rid of it. You had an unnatural relationship with that thing.
Mom, they were puppet shows.
You talked to that thing like it had a life inside of it. It was scary for me.
I have forgiven you so many times. I even stayed by your side when Joanna stopped talking to you for so long after the trial.
Your sister was angry about a lot of things. Still is.
My sister was angry because you chose to stand by a convicted child molester who molested her.
That was my husband.
You even testified in his defense.
I did what I thought was right at the time.
You were Joanna and I's only blood relative in the courtroom, and you sat on his side.
I did what I thought was right.
Just like when I was 17. When you knew I was gay, but you couldn't tell me to just be myself. Couldn't tell me that being gay was okay. But you did tell me that if I ever needed to come home and die from AIDS, that your couch was open.
Oh my God.
And no. Mom, I don't have AIDS.
Your stepsister Terry died from it.
You told me she died of an overdose. Why?
It wasn't as acceptable back then, being gay. When you were in high school, things were different. All the other boys made fun of you all the time.
And you were witness to this?
Well, yeah.
You never came to my defense?
I did what I thought was right.
Humans still breathe the same air they did in 1995. Mom, things ain't that different.
You know what I mean.
This is Amelia. She's Korean. Isn't she beautiful? But such a sweet smile. She's on her way to us next week.
Y'all adopted a baby? Y'all adopted a baby? Oh, I'll have to get some clothes. I can make some booties for her. That's gonna be my first grandbaby.
Mom, she's not gonna be your grandbaby.
My dear, sweet David, chances are you and I are never going to see eye to eye on politics or your lifestyle. It's just that I want so much to focus on the things that'll bring us together. That baby is a good thing. I promise you that out of my deep love and respect for you, I will defend your right to vote for whomever you want, to promote whatever principles you want. Your right to choose without retribution or pressure is a God-given right, and no one should diminish that right through force or manipulation. Just let me be a grandmother to that sweet angel.
So you've taken some tips from Kellyanne Conway. Good spin.
Oh, I just love Kellyanne Conway, don't you? She's so fashionable.
Mom. Hug me.
Oh. Do you remember that time we all went to Amicalola Falls with Mama and Daddy?
I remember Joanna got 7 stitches from cutting her head on a rock by the river. And I fell out of the camper's button-up window in the middle of the night.
Grandpa found you dead asleep leaning against a tree trunk.
Do you remember the house on Kilroy Lane?
Oh, that big ugly thing.
The steps outside. It was raining out and you slipped and fell and cut your leg open right across the shin bone.
I still got that scar, you know.
I was so scared. I'd never seen you cry. I'd never seen you in pain. It was the first time I thought I might lose you. It really scared me.
I'm always here for you, baby.
I remember when you would lay me down for a nap and you would nap too. I thought you were so beautiful and you knew everything and you taught me everything, and sometimes I would try to breathe in sync with you, but my lungs are too small. You've always made me feel small, Mama.
I can't wait to be a grandma. I can't wait for a do-over.
Mom, you don't get a do-over. Not this time.
What?
You're not gonna be a grandma. You literally just told me that you would defend my right to choose, no pressure. Well, I choose life without you. Linda, you're a fucking train wreck. You gotta go. You are no longer welcome in my home, in my life, anything.
Well, I've got nowhere to stay.
There's a homeless shelter down the street. Might do you some good.
That is not very Christ-like.
I think in those days, Walking on water just meant that Jesus had a really nice breaststroke.
But Mark said I could stay for dinner.
I think he'll understand. Now get out of my house. Go vote for your racist in chief. Let him grab your pussy or whatever it is you crazy Republicans do these days and take your God with you. In this house, love is God. Holy fuck. That just happened. And I'm okay. I'm actually okay.
And you didn't go up in flames.
Can we be bougie and order takeout?
Oh, hell yeah.